Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com, and in this video I want to talk about the rebuild process. Now, the rebuild process this is something that takes some time. This is something that really the first step that you need to do is just acknowledge that you want to see change happen in your life, right? Once that happens, then the rebuild process can begin. And that acknowledgement takes a lot of time, and it takes some effort to accept the fact that maybe the change that you're looking for is a lot deeper, philosophically, right? And the thing that's really most important is as you're starting to go through there are so many different facets to the rebuild process that it there's no one thing, there's no one item, there's no magic pill that you can take that will just change what it is, where you are at to where you want to be, right? As anything in life, it takes work, it takes time, and the rebuild process is probably one of the more difficult things that you are going to go through in your life. Um, some people take it, you get to a certain age, some people will go, you probably have heard the term midlife crisis. They're so stuck in their rut of their life that they make decisions that are really irrational and really affect the people that love them and care about them, and in ways it's really selfish. And it happens so quick, right? It happens just so fast, as you have probably seen it with maybe your father, your mother, and or maybe you've even gone through it. Who knows? The big difference though is once you acknowledge that you want to have some change, you want to have some, you want to rebuild, right? You want to rebuild yourself and your understanding of yourself. Then it is still selfish, but it's for the better good, right? It's not just a destructive mindset that you go into and not giving a shit for anyone else that's around you, including your family. Um, there are multiple steps to this. I do truly believe that acknowledgement is the first one to really open the doors to allowing yourself to be open minded into what the next steps are going to be. And I think that's a really, really, really positive first step once you hit that point in that moment. Um, there, this is a life changing journey. This is something that is um, going to be a constant change, a constant in motion, fluid type of effort that goes on, and there's no one way to go about it, because each person that goes through this transformation really has to do it themselves and has to go about it their own way. But there are key parts to really maximizing the experience, right? Um, One of the biggest things, though, that if you decide to go through this process is you need to have patience with this. There's so many, like I said, so many different aspects and so many different moving parts to finding peace in your life, within the rebuild process, that if you don't have patience, then you are not going to benefit as much as someone else that is patient, right? So taking the time to be open to allowing time to do its work as you are learning about these new, not even new techniques, but just techniques that have been around for decades, even hundreds of years. So it, as long as you are willing to be open to the change and you're acknowledging that you want to have change, then everything else is going to start to fall in place. So those are the two main things that you really need to be aware of once you decide that you want to rebuild yourself after cancer and trying to find peace in your life after cancer. Where do you start? This is kind of an important part to rebuilding. And the rebuilding is one of those things that, yeah, there's so many moving parts, but you need to have one specific, not even that, rebuilding really takes a first big step in taking that motion forward, right? And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to kind of help guide you through the experience that you're going to learn as a new survivor looking to find some peace in your life. This is going to take some time. You must have patience, and you must be willing to do the work. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but if you don't start to do the work, you're not going to get the effects of the rebuild process. And at the end of the day, it'll just be time wasted, really just on yourself. So let's start with acknowledgement first. If you want to rebuild yourself, if you're feeling kind of scattered and you don't really know where to start, I'm going to help you with that. And I'm going to help guide you in a couple things to start thinking about as we move forward. So I think the first step that you need to do is just acknowledge. Okay? Awesome. If you have any questions, any comments, obviously hit me in the comments section below. And if you like what you're hearing here, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll get updates every time I release content. And thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.